What's going on, everyone? Thanks for tuning in. Today's episode, we take a look at some microphones. We're going to take the Shure SM57 and compare it to the Behringer SL75C. Yeah, they're pretty much identical. So let's see how they sound. Today's episode, we're taking a look at two microphones that are virtually identical, shape, size, and all that stuff. The Behringer is a hair shorter. The grills are slightly different. See if I can get this thing to focus in here on it for you. Yeah, so there you go. So we can see the slight variations of the microphones themselves. They're pretty much identical, right? This retails for $100. Pretty much the entire time the microphone's been around. It's tried and true. It's a workhorse of a microphone. The Shure SM57 is just, everybody should have at least one minimum. So this is kind of the standard. Now let's talk about the Behringer. Now the Behringer is a budget version, more or less. And when I say budget, I paid $25 for this. I got it on Amazon. I've had it for about a year now, and it's time we really do a shootout. So I've got a riff recorded as a DI track. We're going to reamp it. And I'm going to use a Hercules mount that I have with a quick, I'll throw a picture up, quick release. And so this way the microphone position, everything is the exact same when I switch them out. So nothing is going to change. This way we can actually hear just the voice of the microphone. So let's get into the sound samples. All right, you guys, so we've got everything hooked up. Again, we are going to be testing out the $100 Shure SM57, comparing it to a $25, which is what I paid on Amazon for the Behringer SL75C. All right, so those are the two microphones. We've got everything hooked up. The speaker I chose to do this with was the Lucifer 150 from Lichterloom Audio. I've got it kind of in that sweet spot, I feel. It's a 2x12 ported cabinet, and the microphones were placed right up against the edge of the grill cloth. So the distance from the cabinet is going to be the same for both of these. The front of the grill is touching, just barely touching the grill cloth on the cabinet. And with that quick release, you squeeze the bottom, pull the mic out, drop the new one in. So everything stayed the same. Again, no changes were done. We reamped my Mesa amplifier. We did go from there. So this is going to be the raw audio of the SM57. Let's see how it sounds. All right, to me, that sounds great. It's a classic sound from the SM57. It's pretty well balanced. There is a little bit extended in the highs, kind of, which is characteristic of that microphone. But let's compare it now to the SM57 or the SL75. So this is the Behringer. Here we go. All right, so before I do the A/B, we'll do some direct side-by-side without anything in between. All right, so a real quick editor's note. I forgot to kind of show you how these things sound when you compare them directly side by side with a phase invert. So we're going to play both of the microphone recordings. We're going to flip the phase of one of them, and this way you can actually hear, what frequencies are being canceled and things of that. I don't know if it's really necessary to maybe show this, but I'm sure some of you guys out there are kind of into the nerdy things, such as myself. So let's go ahead and play it. Again, this is going to be with both microphones that were recorded using the reamp with we're going to flip the phase of the SM57. All right, so that's going to show us kind of all the information that is being lost or canceled from the phase of the two microphones, showing you from the position. Now, again, nothing changed in the signal path or the setup. Everything stayed the same. The microphone position was the exact same for both using the Hercules mount. So this to me kind of shows the variation or the voice differences that you gain or lose from just a different microphone. And maybe we could try it later on using the exact same two of the same Shure SM57s or, something like that. So anyways, back to the regular. All right, so let's talk about the overall findings. I think the SM57 compared to the Behringer. I think the Behringer has more mids in the sound. I think there's a lot more information for you to play with there. There's a slight scoop sound coming from the 57, but I think that's just because of the way the microphones are voiced differently. Are they a direct clone? No. It does look identical, pretty much. Colors are going to be slightly different, things of that nature. But for $25 versus $100, they're really good. I'm not going to say it's the same because there is a very noticeable difference, but you do have more mid content, I think, in the Behringer. And of course, all of that can be adjusted with an EQ. But either way, if you're on a budget and you're looking for just something different, or maybe you just want a slightly different voice, this Behringer SL75 is actually worth getting. I kind of enjoy it. I like the content it provides. There's a little bit different type of information coming out of the speaker than you would get from, just the SM57. So, all right, that's going to do it for today's episode, man. A quick, dirty, simple, and just the way I like it. So tell me in the comments below what you guys thought overall, and hopefully I'll see you in the next one.